Hello, my name is Mark T. Jansen, MD. I am the UAMS Primary Care Board Member for the Joint Baptist Health UAMS ACO. High quality and personalized end-of-life care continues to be a significant challenge in America. This is an issue not just for providers and patients in the ACO, but everyone providing or receiving care. Dr. Massel George is joining us today to talk about Polst, which could help improve end-of-life care. Dr. George, it's so good to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
And so here's this acronym Polst. This was new to me when I first heard it. Can you tell me what the heck is Polst?
Well, Polst stands for Physician Orders for Life-Sustaining Treatment. It is a new legislation for Arkansas, and now we have a website and more information out. We have some epic updates to where we can get this form filled and filed, and it's going to help our patients.
That sounds like a good idea. Well, all of us are going to die sometime. Should everyone get a Polst?
No, Dr. Jansen, that's a good question. All adults over the age of 18 should have an advance directive.
Over 18?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Polst is appropriate for individuals with a limited life expectancy, whose physicians will not be surprised if they died within a year.
So I think you told me that's the critical question. If we ask ourselves, looking at our patient, would I be surprised if my patient were to die of their condition in the next year? And the answer to my own question would be, not really. Then that's the time for Polst.
That's right. So this could be a patient with COPD, chronic kidney disease, end-stage cancer, dementia, or just frailty, and they've had recurrent hospitalizations and rehab and they're not getting better. That's an appropriate Polst individual.
How about a patient, say, with Alzheimer's dementia who cannot make decisions for themselves? I know a surrogate cannot fill out an advance directive. How about a Polst?
That's right. So an advance directive has to be filled out by a patient. However, a Polst form can be filled by a surrogate. So this could be a designated decision maker that the patient has decided.
So the health proxy.
It could be a healthcare proxy. It could be a guardian if they are appointed by the court, or it could be a surrogate decision maker if they have been asked by the medical team to make medical decisions for the patient, and they would follow what the patient's wishes would have been if they are known, or they would make the best educated guess on what the patient would want for themselves if they could speak for themselves.
So I see this new legislation as a real advantage, because if you cannot have a demented patient make informed consent about an advance directive, this is another instrument that you can use in that situation where somebody comes to you, they already have incompetency, and now you need to engage the healthcare proxy to assist with guiding us as the treating physicians with what we should or should not do. And Polst is a new tool to use in that particular situation.
Exactly. So especially for a patient with dementia who is gradually failing, and the physician recognizes this, it's a good time to gather the family together and talk about some care options for end of life.
I know I've often felt a little funny when I know somebody's probably, shall we say, too far gone, and I'm still kind of trying to get them to sign their directive. So this is really helpful to primary care.
Right. If a patient lacks decisional capacity, we can absolutely look to the decision makers to make the decision for them.
What if the patient changes their mind?
Well, first let me introduce a Polst form. I happen to have a couple of copies. So the Polst form is actually
I think
printed
I could see that one. That's pink.
Yes, bright pink cardstock.
They're supposed to all be pink, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
For our state, we have elected to have the bright pink cardstock. But we can make copies, and a copy would carry just as much weight as an original. And a patient can have a copy in their home. They can have one in the medical records. Like I said, now we have the ability to file it on Epic as well. And let me go through the parts of the Polst form as well. Up here we have some patient information, and it has 4 different sections. Section A is about cardiopulmonary resuscitation. So if the patient has already designated a code status, then we can record it here. And if the patient hasn't done so, it's an opportunity to discuss CPR. To me, the best benefit of having the Polst form comes from Section B, where we have options for care. All of our patients need options. Some people want full treatment, That means doing all appropriate medically effective means to prolong life. This includes CPR, ICU admissions, interventions, and so on. Section B is selective treatment. This is where the goal is to treat a medical condition, but it is to avoid ICU care and invasive interventions. The third option is comfort treatment, where the primary goal is of maximizing comfort. So the patient desires to be at home or a place they call home, which could be an assisted living facility or a nursing home, and the goal is to maintain comfort at the location of their residence, and if we're not able to meet that, that's when they would be transferred to the hospital. They can also specify time-limited options, and that's where we can come to section C.
Yeah,
and
C
propose
makes it
those
just a little bit
orders.
more flexible, I see. And then D?
Yes, so D is about, if the patient already has an advance directive or if they have a legal representative, then we can record that information, and a little bit of physician information, and then there's also a second page which gives instructions on how to fill the form.
So the problem is this is essentially never a black and white issue. There are always shades of gray, and this form is an attempt to customize the wishes of that patient so that we're precisely right in what we do, and as importantly, what we do not do for them in a given setting.
Exactly. So when I talk to my medical students, I talk about, if you and I go to a buffet, I'm going to fix what I would like to have, and you're going to fix what you like.
I'll just take a little bit of everything, so.
Now, if we got our plates switched, neither of us is going to be happy. So it's about knowing about the options and feeling empowered to choose what you want for yourself, especially at a vulnerable time when we have more and more healthcare options that can be very confusing for the patients, families, and even for healthcare providers to know what is appropriate for this particular patient.
I understand. How can all of us get more information on Polst?
Well, now we have our information on Polst uploaded to the Arkansas State Health Department website. We have a webinar which is recorded on information about Arkansas, and there is also a fact sheet with frequently asked questions. There's a couple of video links that we have that explain Polst.
I hear you're even on Facebook.
Yes, we have a Facebook page, and we also have an email address that you can contact us on, the link to which is included in the State Health Department website as well.
Dr. George, I want to thank you so much for coming and visiting with us today regarding Polst, because I think this is something that we need to know about. It really is going to assist us with end-of-life care, and even if the end of life is not immediately at hand, it's going to help us understand what we might offer our patients into the future. So anything that I can have in my toolkit to make me more comfortable taking care of folks who have chronic diseases and make it more cost efficient at the same time.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you.
thank you for watching this video.